All right, this is Bob Macon for Fighting for Life, here with the new UFC lightweight champion, Frankie Edgar of Toms River, New Jersey. Frankie, how great is it to have this belt and be represented in New Jersey in this wonderful way?
Oh, it's great, man. You know, I'm definitely a proud kid, you know, from Jersey. So, you know, I feel I've represented us well, you know, and it's just a feeling that's I can't really describe in words. It's been a long road to get where I got, and you know, I have a lot of good people helping me get there, so I'm definitely blessed.
That's excellent. Now, you know, since you've been back, you kind of become a celebrity in New Jersey. You threw out the first pitch at a Blue Claws game. I saw a real fun picture of you in the box there, kidding around with the mascot. Lots of activity going on, parties for you. How does this feel like? I mean, when you first got home, you were in the hospital for a couple of days, and then you come out and there's sort of like a whirlwind around you. How are you handling all that, and while still getting right back into training immediately? How's everything? How are you dealing with everything?
Yeah, it's definitely a new thing for me. You know, every time you come back from fights, it's always a little more buzz. But this is just tenfold. You know, being a champ and all. So the biggest thing is just try to stay focused. You know, if I want to stay the champ, I need to be in here training. That's why we're, you know, my boxing coaches right now. I'm doing, you know, just going over some stuff to start gearing up for the next fight.
And now that fight isn't until August 29th, and you're already training for it. Comment on that, how, like, you never stopped training. I mean, you were in the hospital, like I said, for a couple of days, and as soon as you got out, within a couple of more days, you were back to training. You did 3 days of conditioning this week, and now you're back to technique training.
Yeah, you know, I do train all year round. I feel, you know, I started a little late. I mean, I was wrestling my whole life, but as far as the boxing, jiu-jitsu, and stuff like that, I started a little late. So, you know, I got to make the gap up in between fights. I need to improve on my technique. You know, maybe it's not like exactly, you know, trying to get in shape for a fight right now. It's just more focus on the areas I need to improve on, which, you know, my boxing, everything can improve, wrestling, boxing, jiu-jitsu, but, you know, the areas that maybe I started a little late on are some I'll, you know, pay more attention to.
Now, there was some controversy around the fight, particularly the call, the 5-0. The judge had called it 5-0. I felt you won the fight 3 rounds to 2. I know there's a lot of people who agree with me, but there's a lot of people who don't agree, who feel that BJ won the fight. Comment on the motivation that is, the controversy surrounding the division, the decision to train hard enough to make a clear-cut decision in this rematch on August 28th.
Well, I train hard every time, no matter what the outside circumstances may be. So just like training hard for my last fight with BJ, I'm going to train hard for this one. I'm going to train hard for the next one and the next one. I mean, I don't know how not to train hard, so I don't need any extra motivation, you know, to train hard. I have my team will make sure I train hard, and, you know, I'll train hard. I mean, my wife will make sure I train hard. So, you know, all that outside stuff is just a distraction, to be honest with you. So if anything, that'll distract someone. I'm going to not let that happen.
Excellent. You just stay focused. Don't worry about the decision. Just stay focused on what you got to do.
Right. I mean, the belt's right here. So
there you go.
You know, to me, I won the fight, and that's all I care about.
Absolutely. Now, your wife is having a baby in late June. Speaking of having to stay focused, you know, I know that you had asked if it would be possible to delay the rematch a little bit, maybe in September or even October, rather than have it, you know, coming just a couple of months after you've had this new baby, but they wanted it in late August. Comment on that. Like, how is that going to be playing out for you? You think, being a new father again? I
really don't know. You know, I'm hoping it's more early June than late June. You know, but the UFC wanted the fight late August. It's not completely signed yet, but I mean, it's looking pretty probable. So.
Right.
You know, you can never prepare for something like that. You just make do when it happens. And, you know, I had to train when I had my first kid, so I'm training when I have 2 kids. I'll make do.
Very good. Now, tell me about the team you have. You're here at boxing coach Mark Henry's house to train. You have put together what everyone on the team describes as like a family. Comment on how that bond between you all makes you all even better fighters. For Ricardo and Chris. Chris has a fight coming up June 11th for Ring of Combat. Ricardo may be fighting Matt Hughes on August 7th, just before your fight. Comment on that family bond that makes you even better fighters.
It's just like a regular family would be. You know, how brothers have each other's back and don't let none happen to each other and push each other and motivate each other. That's just what we do. I feel like these guys are like, brother, figures I look up to. And it's good to sweat and bleed alongside them, when they're in the trenches, we're in the trenches. So, we just got each other's back, and that's why I like it.
And they have a good insight into what you need to prepare for this rematch. Is there anything in particular you feel that you need to do that you would feel comfortable commenting about, that you want to see over the next few months improve in your game?
I just want to be a different fighter. I feel like every time I step in there, I'm a little bit different. So I just want to keep improving and make sure I make that change to be a different fighter in August. Yeah.
Yeah, excellent. Well, thank you. Anything else you want to comment on?
No, it's pretty.
It's good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Frank.
Thanks, man.
All the best.